I'm glad you're here with me as I continue to read the Bible using the New Heart English Bible Translation. In this episode, I read the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 6. Howdy, welcome to God's Adopted. I'm here to help encourage you to grow in faith through stories, teaching, and practical examples so you can experience more of God in and through your life. When we get born again, He adopts us. This podcast is here to encourage us all to grow in becoming the children of God He's adopted us to become. Join me and learn to do like Peter did. Let's get out of the boat and step on the water with Jesus. Matthew chapter 6. Be careful that you do not do your righteousness before people to be seen by them, or else you have no reward from your Father who is in heaven. Therefore, when you practice charitable giving, do not sound a trumpet before yourself, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may get glory from people. Truly, I tell you, they have received their reward. But when you practice charitable giving, do not let your left hand know what your right hand does, so that your charitable giving may be in secret. Then your Father, who sees in secret, will reward you. And when you pray, you are not to be as the hypocrites, for they love to stand and pray in the synagogues and in the corners of the streets, that they may be seen by others. Truly, I tell you, they have received their reward. But you, when you pray, enter into your inner chamber, and having shut your door, pray to your Father who is in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you. And in praying, do not use vain repetitions as the unbelievers do, for they think that they will be heard for their much speaking. Therefore, do not be like them, for your Father knows what things you need before you ask Him. Therefore, you should pray this way: Our Father in heaven, holy be your name. Let your kingdom come. Let your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For if you forgive people their wrongdoing, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if you do not forgive people, neither will your Father forgive your wrongdoing. Moreover, when you fast, do not be like the hypocrites with sad faces, for they disfigure their faces, that they may be seen by people to be fasting. Truly, I tell you, they have received their reward. But you, when you fast, anoint your head and wash your face, so that you are not seen by people to be fasting, but by your Father who is in secret. And your Father who sees in secret will reward you. Do not store up treasures for yourselves on the earth, where moth and decay destroy, and where thieves break through and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor decay destroy, and where thieves do not break through and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. The lamp of the body is the eye. If therefore your eye is sound, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eye is bad, your whole body will be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in you is darkness, how great is the darkness? No one can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and mammon. Therefore I tell you, do not be anxious about your life, what you will eat or what you will drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothing? See the birds of the sky, that they do not sow, neither do they reap, nor gather into barns, and your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not of much more value than they? And which of you, by being anxious, can add 1 cubit to his height? And why are you anxious about clothing? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They do not toil, neither do they spin. Yet I tell you that even Solomon in all his glory was not dressed like one of these. But if God so clothes the grass of the field, which today exists and tomorrow is thrown into the oven, won't he much more clothe you, you of little faith? Therefore, do not be anxious, saying, what will we eat? What will we drink? Or with what will we be clothed? For the unbelievers seek after all these things, for your heavenly Father knows that you need all these things. But seek first the kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Therefore, do not be anxious for tomorrow will be anxious for itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. I love seeing how our real living God is working in and through our real living lives in this real world. Please subscribe to this podcast and keep listening. If you've been blessed or encouraged in some way and want to leave a review, please do that by writing your review on iTunes. If you haven't already, please drop in and say howdy in our Facebook group when you can. See you next time on The Water with Jesus.